Welcome back to Divinity 648. It is April the 24th, 2022 at 11:10 p.m. So I was working with some ancestors. I took a break from regular responsibilities, seeing how it's very late. And I sat down to watch this show called The Secret. And season 1, episode 2 is the Sphinx. And when I was sitting there and my ancestor came around, my ancestor said it's time to connect the dots, right? Earlier episodes, I talk about Ra, and then I talk about Horus and my channeling of Horus and how Horus was a female, which is why Horus would, one of the stories of Horus was putting the hand in between the legs to catch the sperm in between the legs to prevent an unwanted pregnancy, right? So the Sphinx is the embodiment of both Ra, being the head, which was disfigured through time, and the body of the lion, right? Or the feline, right? The representation of a female being Horus, okay? And before them, the formation is the 12 zodiac houses and then the 24 runes. And what would happen is they would use the eyes of Horus, being the sun and the moon, to show them the current energy and what's to come and all the expectations. And the way that the solstice and the equinox energy was incorporated is because all of that has to do with karma. Right? If you pay attention to the past readings, I'm doing readings on equinox energy. I'm talking about solstice energy, the way that our karmic lessons are impacted by all of this and how the 4 primary quarters of the moon impact our karmic cycles. And it gives us the energy that we need to transform, to ascend, to be better people, right? To get through our karmic cycles correctly so we don't have to repeat it. So when you incorporate the fact that Horus is the female version of Ra, and the body of the Sphinx is Horus, and the head wearing the headdress is Ra, and then you incorporate the fact that you can see that formation includes 12, 24, and then the blocks or the rocks that would help with solstice and equinox. It's literally your zodiac chart, like the houses and the ruins and the way that the karmic energy unfolds in the cycle, so that way the people understood what's to come. It's the way that they predicted the future. And the reason why the water was allowed to pool up around the Sphinx is because water is a conductor for energy. Okay? They believed that by having so much water around the Sphinx, it was conducting or allowing the necessary information to come through. So that way, the way the shadows casted around the formations before it, it gave a true, authentic reading with the use of house placements and ruins and solstice and equinox energy. The 3 pyramids. Pyramids embody what? What are pyramids? Pyramids are very powerful, right? You put something at the base of a pyramid and it gets amplified. So there's 3. Power of Trin, right? Trin, right? The power of 3. We understand the meaning, the spiritual meaning of the number 3 and all that it embodies, right? All that it represents. That's why there's 3. The power of 3, okay? Amplifies, okay? The energy that is conducted through the water, which is around the union of both the feminine and masculine side of our creators, Ra, and his feminine side, Horus. Right? God sees everything. Karma. All of this plays a huge role over there. So again, this is the era of not just accumulating information, but connecting the dots, applying the knowledge that you have. not being so worried about, oh God, we can't have ancient history depicting the fact that ruins were actually used to predict and govern and explain how life was unfolding around everybody, right? So I think it's important that people understand that. And this information came to me through a channeling while watching the show without even asking for it. And I think that's important to understand too. Being chosen means you're chosen. Being chosen means when you are not looking for information and you are just, I'm just taking a break from court stuff. It's 11 o'clock at night. I just need to rest my eyes from a computer screen. And here on the side of me is my ancestor explaining what they're not getting correct in this TV show. And I think that is something, a validation and something warranted to be presented to the general public correctly, right? So the Sphinx is genuinely the embodiment of both the masculine side and the feminine side of our creators, our main creator, Ra and Horus, who sees all during the day and sees all at night, which is why karma always comes back around, which is why we say God never sleeps. Apply the knowledge that you have. 12 zodiac houses, 24 runes, solstice, equinox, karma, 4 quarters of the moon. 648, 6 minutes, 48 seconds, ending this episode. So if you want to understand more, you could definitely look back at past episodes where I talk about Horus and solstice and equinox energy and the way that the 4 quarters of the moon impact us as far as karmic cycles go. And if you don't do the work during the 4 quarters of the moon, you're going to deal with the energy on a more amplified level, thus being equinox and solstice, okay? You might want to go check out Empress Lillian Tarot on YouTube. She talks about the runes. She's got several episodes where she talks about the 12 houses and how to use the ruins with the houses and the way that it impacts the different placements. So definitely an awesome person to go check out. I know she offers classes too if you need better understandings of the way to apply the runes with the different houses. Enjoy.